New reports reveal the government's set to announce what they're calling virtual wards for NHS patients across England. That means doctors will be able to monitor patients from home using video services.
Now, the plans follow increasing pressure on the government to act amid unprecedented wait times for GP appointments and emergency care.
Well, let's talk to former Conservative Adviser Claire Pearsall, who's here in the studio. Good to see you, Claire. Morning. What do you make of all of this? I mean, in some respects, it's a little bit frightening, isn't it? The idea of people being moved out of hospital but monitored from home. Something has to be done.
It does, and I think there is a place for virtual medicine. I think we've seen that through the pandemic, that for the majority of people, for quite simple complaints, virtual medicine works really well. I know that for myself, I don't have to go and sit in a waiting room and take up some time when I can do it over the phone. But what concerns me more, I think, is with elderly people. If they have had a fall or they're not feeling very well, to then have the added bonus of technology on top of it that they may not have access to, they may not be confident with, and also may not have Wi-Fi links at home. Not all older people do. The majority are very, very good, but some won't. And I do worry that that personal contact, things are going to be missed. So, yes, whilst there is a place for it, I would be very, very concerned that it's going to take the place of a paramedic or a district nurse or somebody like that going in and talking to that person.
There are experiments running, actually, in parts of the country where, for instance, someone who is a social worker or a trained doctor goes out with the paramedics when they have someone who is very vulnerable. And I think that... do you get the feeling that the Tory government are having to sort of feel their way about the kind of improvements they want to make to the NHS, because it's such a holy cow as far as the Labour Party is concerned?
I mean, the NHS is a holy cow for every government that comes in. You look to reform it and everybody says you can't do that, you can't touch it. I think we are now moving away from that, and I think the general public and politics as a whole has understood that you can't keep doing the same thing because you're going to get the same results. And clearly that isn't working. But I do worry that this is going to push it a little bit too far. I think it's ambitious and that's great, but I think it maybe is a little too much at the moment.